ledger. They're using the Ripple ledger, which is not the same thing as XRP.
But it's not like an anti-state thing. It's like a play in the game kind of thing.
Well,
you know what I mean?
they're trying to, because this is, like I said, either the banks aren't just going to go away, and if you force them to change direction, then people who are already in the crypto world continue to have the upper hand. I just, if they're playing the game, whatever. Like I said, the coin itself, the XRP is separate from what's going on with these different networks. So I don't have a problem with that. I like I said, it's proving to be what everybody assumed Bitcoin was going to be those years ago, or at least that's the way it was. That's what was sold to people, right? That's why. That's another reason right now with the extremely high transaction fees, and the extremely long transaction times. I mean, I just finally had for the first time, where I've been saying for such a long time, where everybody's complaining about the transaction fees and the transaction times with Bitcoin, and I'm like, I don't know. Whenever I make a transaction, it only takes like an hour or less. It still only takes an hour or less. I never have a problem. I don't get what you guys are complaining about. I finally had one that took almost 3 days, which was very frustrating.
Yeah, I've had a couple of them.
Because it's just in limbo and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. But Ripple's one of those ones that aims to stop that. And if it's not Ripple, it's one of the other ones, any of the other ones too that are move.
I hope it'll be Nexus.
Bitcoin.
But I mean, their infrastructure as far as a currency, it's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Because they still are planning everything. But they have a ton of anarchists involved with it, and they're trying to set up this free internet kind of situation. So I mean, that's personally what I really support. I don't really know much about Ripple as far as the transaction, but I can't get over the Ben Bernanke thing. I just can't get over that. I'm not one of these moral crusaders who are going to shame people for putting a few bucks in there, because I did it too. But I don't see that as something I want to go out and promote.
Wait, what about Bernanke?
I mean, they booked him to speak at their conference or whatever.
Oh, Ripple Labs did? Yeah. Again, whatever. If you actually hear him talk, he does speak differently now that he's not in charge of the Federal Reserve. That does tend to happen. He is a little, I'm not going to say he's free market by any stretch of the imagination.
Kind of like how Alan Greenspan got afterwards or whatever.
Well, Greenspan was like that before the hand, wasn't he? He got worse afterwards.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, he was a free market guy.
Because I remember seeing videos of him that did not sound like him running the Fed.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not, that to me, that's nothing. I mean, there was other people that were connected in the monetary system that ended up on the board of directors. I think that's, if you're going to go that route, that would be more damning than who they have.
Just the whole thing. The whole thing. It's the fact that they're even interested in talking to them people is why. But again,
they understand, they see what the layout is right now, and that is what you have to deal with, and that has become obvious with the way that governments have tried to and are finding ways to not shut down completely, but at least impede the ability to use cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. Are they going to be able to stop it? No, of course not. But they're going to keep trying. And certain companies are going to take advantage of that, right now and be like, okay, well, this is what we have to deal with right now. So if we do certain things, and get them to use our products, then we have an inside track. Sure. I don't fault people for doing that, because that's just getting, that's making use of the system that you're forced in at the current moment. Right. I have no problem with that. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not hugely invested. Like I know some people, like I know a ton of people that dumped all of their other crypto and like threw it all into Ripple. You know,
Wow.
I think what they have going on right now is they have some interesting stuff. I've listened to I guess it's the CEO. You know, some of the stuff they have to say is pretty interesting. You know, so I'll keep an eye on it. There's other stuff. Oh, go ahead.
My main interest in crypto is to destroy the banks, you know what I mean? And I understand that there are going to be some people who are going to want to play the game and stuff, and to some extent, like, like I said, I put a few bucks into it, but that's not going to be like the number one thing I get behind, you know what I'm saying? For me, like, it's got to be a project of people who are anti-state, and that's their goal with it. But I'm not one of these moral crusaders that you see against it that are going around trying to shame people and saying that it's going to destroy crypto, because I don't even think that that's possible.
Yeah, I don't either. I think those people are funny, though they're cute. I often ask them if they're also simultaneously lighting their FRNs on fire, because if they're not, then they should try not to choke on those moral particles that they're throwing around, because you know.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is there's this Immortal Technique verse, even though he's a commie, where he talks about investing in Monsanto, and that's just how I look at my $300 in Ripple.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that bad. You know, like I said, I mean, overall, I mean, I'm with you. You know, if you're going to get into the crypto world, it's usually a good idea, because, like I said, there's so many people that are just getting in, just trying to make money. Which is, if that's what you want to do, fine. But if you plan on being in it for the long haul, then yeah, you're better off going with projects and, you know, what coins, tokens, whatever it is, but the projects overall that you believe in, and whatever it is, you know, whether your preference is for like the lightning fast transactions and the super cheap fees, or or whatever other projects are attached to these things, that's good too. I mean, I try to do that overall. You know, obviously, is the allure of making money, pretty great when you get involved in this? Sure, but I still try to stay focused on projects. You know, I'm a big fan of the privacy coins. For a lot of the same reasons that you're talking about, being against the whole idea of, trying to get away from the banks and stuff. Well, yeah, that's why I want to focus on those coins, because those are the ones that are going to be harder for the bankers and the governments to touch. So that's why that's why I'm a huge fan of Monero. That's why I got behind projects like, Vertcoin, which, is not only trying to be centered on privacy, but also supposed to be, dedicated to never allow, that's one of those ones that is promised to be like permanently ASIC resistant, as we were talking about earlier, as far as mining goes. Like, that's their whole goal. Like, the core team at Vertcoin has stated multiple times that if for some reason, even if some kind of consensus in the community forms that they want to let ASIC miners in, they will fork to keep the Vertcoin pure, like their version of it. Like, they'll be the one to say, no, we're going to fork off, or you guys have to fork off, and fine, you do that, whatever, but we're keeping this because we don't want that. We want ours to be like, that's what we set it out to be, and that's the way it'll always be, type of thing.
Yeah.
So I like stuff like that. So I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's good to hedge your bets. Like, I definitely see Ripple as being somewhat of an opposing side of the rest of the crypto, but I don't see a problem with that, and I don't see a problem with hedging your bets and putting your money on both sides. But my point was, it's just like the flag. What flag do you want to fly? You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand. Well, like I said, overall, I'm more of a proponent of what you're talking about, like, getting behind certain ones because it's a project you believe in. Like, the whole thing with Nexus with you, that's something that I really need to look more into that, because I've heard you talk about it a bunch, which is probably where I get most of my information from. But I like the ideas, you know. But yeah, definitely try to find out more than just what the price is or what the price has been, you know. Find out what the company's about, find out what they're going, find out what they're trying to offer. Marms.
You're listening to Freedom Fiends. Go to freedomfiends.com to help keep it drone-proof.
The Central Scrutinizer is a Soviet-style Leviathan trying to keep track of all you do. That's why I use a VPN, or Virtual Private Network, from Bola VPN. Bola VPN is inexpensive, secure, and will allow you to use your computer without leaving a trail. Bola VPN is now also offering torrent seed boxes for safely sharing media with the world. And if you open a support ticket saying you heard about them from the Freedom Fiends, they'll add 3 extra days free. That's Bola VPN at